Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to The Done Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what you can expect for the month of March 2020. I cannot believe we are already into March. I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but February didn't go according to my plans. I was sick pretty much all of February, so that live stream that I had planned to do in February just hasn't happened yet. I know as of this filming, February isn't over yet, but I don't have high hopes that that live stream is going to happen this month, even though I really wanted it to. But I'm just going to take that as a sign that it wasn't quite time, that my excitement over getting to connect with you guys a little more may have been premature, and we will still be able to do it hopefully in March, if not the very end of February, but we're probably looking into March at this point. So if you don't want to miss that upcoming live stream and all the upcoming videos and live streams that I have coming out for you guys this year, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you do get notified every time that I go live, so you don't miss that content if that's something that you want to see. So I've rambled enough. Now you know where I've been and why I haven't been around so much, but let's go ahead and figure out what you guys can expect for March of 2020. And if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, try to center your energy by taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths, and try to focus on piles number 1, 2, or 3. And whichever pile or piles call out to you most, those are the ones you should check the timestamp in the description box for, and go ahead and jump to your reading. And again, if more than one pile calls out to you, feel free to select them both because there may be a message in each one for you. And some people like to assign a pile for career, a pile for love, and a pile for finance, or whatever. This is your reading. You can pick one pile for different areas of your life, or just one pile as a general overall message for the month of March. So I will go ahead and give you guys a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, like I said in the intro, I have been sick and I cough a lot and my voice is kind of going, so I'm going to try to make these as short and concise as possible without having to omit a bunch of information. So without delaying this any further, let's figure out what you can expect for the month of March. And as always with my monthly pick-a-card readings, we're going to be starting with the tarot cards and getting additional insight with the oracle cards. Okay, so the overall energy for March that you can expect, we have the Knight of Air, and it feels to me like you guys have been before this month, so say in February and maybe even January, and even into the end of last year, you guys may have been struggling to get things to be moving forward for you, or just feeling like nothing's going according to your plan. But this month of March, it feels like things are going to be taking a turn for the better for you guys, and events that you've been waiting to happen or things you've been trying to get off the ground are going to be happening, and not just happening, but happening quickly. And because things are going to be almost like how they were ground to a halt and now they're just moving so quickly, you're going to almost have to just take a step back and carefully review what's going on, because with this change of winds or this change of motion, you guys are going to be really excited to move forward, and I don't want you guys to be jumping into something just because things are moving forward. I want you to be still carefully assessing what is best for you and trying to find the best outcome for you and everyone involved. So that's actually really good energy to be coming into this month with, because one of the key words here is tireless. It says intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. And it feels to me like you guys, I'm picking up on your energy from February and January. You guys almost felt kind of lethargic about things, and even if you did have a project you wanted to get off the ground, you just didn't have that energy to do it. But because it says tireless, I feel like you guys are going to be unstoppable this month, which is awesome. So the energy you're coming in with from the past, which would be the month of February, January, maybe even the end of 2019, we have that King of Earth. So this almost goes in contrast to what I just said, but it's funny because the energy I was picking up from you guys was things are moving fast enough. I want things to be moving forward. But this is basically saying that may have been in your head, that things weren't moving forward at the speed you would like. because there's our time and then there's the universe's time, and the universe always puts things in our path at the right exact time. So maybe what I'm majorly picking up from this is maybe you really wanted to move forward with things, but the timing just wasn't right. But that's not to be saying that things weren't happening behind the scenes or energetically that you just didn't pick up on. Because here, the King of Earth is all about success and divine timing, really, and being able to accept the opportunities that are coming your way and knowing for sure they are great opportunities for you. And it's that Midas touch card. So maybe you have felt like things weren't moving forward, but in reality, they were just kind of all lining up so that this month you can really dive into things. Yeah, that's good. And I hope we can continue that great energy going into your present moment. So this will be the month of March for you guys. All right. This is good. Okay, so we have the Six of Air, and that's that Six of Swords card, and things are really looking up. This is that kind of light at the end of a tunnel card, and that pairs well with what I was saying about that Knight of Air. You know, coming into this month, you were just feeling like things were stagnant, but, you know, this guy here, this little horse is in this boat, and he's got all these friends back here, and it's like they're finally boarding the boat, they're ready to start the trip and take the journey. And for some of you, that may be actually taking a trip somewhere. Maybe the weather had delayed your plans to go somewhere really fun that you were really looking forward to, and it was delayed because of the weather or finances or something. But in this month of March, you're finally going to be able to do that trip that you were planning or that you've really been wanting to do. So that would be really fun for some of you. And I see someone like reuniting with family that they haven't seen in a while, and they're just so glad to be back with their family. That could be someone coming home from college or a grandparent going to visit their grandchildren this month. Something like that. It feels a very homey and family-oriented kind of trip where you're just really getting to connect with the people you love. So in your future conditions, so this is kind of the end of March and into the spring, the April and May time. And we have the Ten of Earth, which that is very beautiful. This really goes well with what I was saying about this family connectedness and togetherness. The Ten of Earth is all about that happy family life and feeling really abundant and secure in your life and just enjoying the little things. And for a lot of people, the little things are the big things. And just being able to spend time with those you love, and everyone's healthy, everyone's happy, like that, you can't put a price on that, and that really is worth its weight in gold and then some. So coming into the springtime, it feels like you guys are going to be very fulfilled where your relationships are concerned, especially with your family members. I do see someone who has been kind of fighting with a parent, or you're the parent fighting with a child. And this is kind of the close of that energy. You guys have worked out whatever it is that was going on, and you guys are just going to have smooth sailing at least into the spring, and it just feels really good and not so heavy as it maybe had felt in the past. So your best path to follow, we have the Justice card. So fair and just decisions will be yours this month. And I feel like for those of you who have been going through any kind of court or legal cases where there's lawsuits or custody, something is going to be working out in your favor, especially if you have felt in the past that things just were not fair to you. Things are going to be made balanced out. So you may still feel like the other party's getting too much, but really the universe is going to balance those scales for you. So you just need to make sure that you're putting any kind of energy or effort into something that you feel is unfair to making it right for yourself without hurting another party. And I don't feel like you guys are going to be trying to hurt the other party, but it just feels like justice is going to be served no matter what. So it's like you don't have to worry about proving that this other person or this other party is not in the right. It will just be known, because that's how karma and the universe works. Things will be righted. Rights will be wronged. Everything is going to work out fine. So your best path to follow position with the Justice is just be that crusader for truth. So if there's something that you feel is unfair, make sure you're speaking your truth, you're standing up for yourself, and making sure that things aren't being done to you that you just don't agree with, and you should be fine. So this is your wish coming true this month, and we have the Five of Earth, or that Five of Pentacles. So that fear you may have had about money, or just feeling like your budget is just stretched too thin, or just feeling uncertain about where you're working or your finances in general, that's coming to a close this month, at least for a little while. You guys are going to finally start to get that sense of security, and I feel like some of you are also going to be accepting help from others, whether that's some sort of student loan or some sort of loan to where you can invest in your future in some way. And for someone, that may even be purchasing a vehicle or a home, because you need a vehicle to get to work, you need a home so you can live, and it's just going to enhance your life, this loan or this help from somebody else. And if you're not in the market for any kind of loan, it just may be you finally allowing other people to help you through some of this denser energy and some of these projects you've had planned for a long time. You're going to be accepting help from others to get these projects off the ground and accomplished. So whether that looks like a monetary supplement or their time or their effort helping you, either way, you're going to be getting help from people. Almost feels like they're coming out of the woodwork to help you, and things are really looking up for you in that regard. So in the outcome position, that is awesome. We have the Queen of Water. So especially your intimate relationships with your partner, or really close relationships with especially women or family members, children, they're just going to be really great going into all of this month and into the spring, into April. And you're just going to be really feeling this 10 of Earth vibe. I mean, Queen of Water and 10 of Earth, I think, are beautiful cards that go really well together. And with this in your outcome position, it feels like your intuition is just going to be on peak this month. And I don't know if some of you have pretty prominent planets in Pisces, your Venus or your moon or your ascendant sun, even Saturn I'm seeing. I don't know if some of you have prominent Pisces or even 12th house, any of those things in the 12th house position, but you guys are really going to be on point with that intuition and that Pisces water energy this month, and you're going to be really tender-hearted and wanting to care for people. So even people that have been annoying you, maybe like at work or something, you're gonna kind of get this compassion for them, and you're gonna realize that they aren't annoying just to be annoying. They're annoying because they're going through some things, and you kind of realize, you open your heart a little bit and you realize, okay, I'm human, they're human, we're all just trying our best. I don't think they're doing these things to purposely defy me or make me upset. And that even goes for parents with their children. A lot of times we take that personally as parents when our kids just don't want to listen, but you kind of get this sense of compassion and really this empathy for other people, and you start becoming more patient with those around you. So I think that's all I'm seeing from the main spread. So let's go ahead and get some additional guidance from the oracle cards. I think no matter what, I just make a complete mess of these every time, but we're just going to roll with it because I want to get this message going for you. So yes, as I was saying, with that stagnant energy, things feeling like they weren't moving forward, and now this month they are moving forward, we have the dedicated effort card here, and it just feels, it's not going to feel like an effort, like, oh God, I got to do all this work, and there's all this stuff I got to get done, and blah, blah, blah. You guys are going to be excited to be working on these projects or these things, and I see some people like working on something around their home, like remodeling projects that they've just been dying to get to for, it feels like for some of you for years, where you've just been really wanting to get organized or decluttered, or even like remodeling or even building a home for somebody. I see someone wanting to break ground on building an actual home, and this will be the month for that. Or at least the month where you really start getting the ball rolling on those plans to get a home built. With dedicated effort, it's someone who's very passionate about the work they're doing, and they take great care to the details, and they're just really passionate and excited about the work they're doing. And then with this new opportunity card, this, I feel like for some of you may be where your job is concerned. I see someone who just absolutely can't stand being where they are in their career, whether that's the place you are working or the people you're working with, but you're gonna be dished this new opportunity where you're gonna wanna just say yes right away. And it feels to me, because we have this happy ending card, it feels to me like this opportunity is gonna be something that is absolutely right for you. And even if you feel, that fear around money, this is going to be the month that you can take that leap and know that the universe is going to take care of you. Of course, always make sure, check in with that intuition and make sure this feels right for you. But if it feels right, I say go for it, because it feels really good. And then here we have the Archangel Gabriel card, and it says, you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. Sorry, I had to cough. I cut that out because it's so loud. But it says, I will help you. So you are being guided, you are being helped, you are being supported. And for those of you who have some sort of YouTube channel or some way that you're working online or through communication or the arts, this is just calling you out to say, okay, it's time to step forward and put your truth out there. Put your passion out there. Show people who you are, because it's going to be well received, and you will be protected and guided and supported by your guides and angels and Archangel Gabriel as you put yourself out there more. And then we have the spiritual career. So for some of you, that important communication job may be stepping into some sort of spiritual career where you're doing Reiki, or you're doing energy work, or even what I'm doing here right now on YouTube, doing tarot cards or doing guided meditations or something like that. I just feel if you feel guided to go that direction, even if you don't quit your 9-to-5 job or what you've been doing, start taking steps in this direction, because this is calling you towards something higher and something more purposeful, because you have an important life purpose involving communication. This group number 1, you guys are, what you have to say and the message that you have is so important. People need to hear it at this time. And this is just calling you forward to, your guides and angels are grabbing your hand and helping you step forward into the role you were meant to play in this incarnation. And that is one of a spiritual teacher, someone who communicates things that other people are finally at a point where they're willing to listen. Whereas before, maybe you tried something in the past and it just didn't take off, or people just didn't care, didn't want to hear it. But this is basically saying that is old energy, and now it's time for you to accept your role and step in, because people are ready to hear it. And then also we have the massage card. So this could be calling for you to, like what I was saying with that energy healing, maybe you would study massage and learn how to do massage. And then for others of you, I feel like you guys just need a dang good massage, whether that's from a significant other or you pay and go somewhere, because I feel like a nice massage could really help release some of that built up stagnation and tension in your body to help things flow for you. And I think a massage at any time, whether you feel good or not, is a great idea, because it is something that just makes you feel really good. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys for the month of March, but you will have to let me know below what you thought and if this resonated at all, and if you're excited for the spring. I know I am. I'm ready for some warmer weather and to not be sick all the time. I almost forgot what it's like to be completely healthy, and I'm ready for some spring. So thank you guys so much, as always, for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's figure out what you can expect for the month of March 2020. I had mentioned in group number 1 that I'm trying to keep these readings a little bit shorter. Didn't quite make it on that first one. I think it was close to 20 minutes, but I'm trying to keep them shorter because I've been really sick and my voice is just crazy and I keep coughing. So if there's a lot of jump cuts, I'm trying to cut out all the coughing because it's just so loud and annoying. So if you see a lot of jump cuts, it's just me coughing and hacking away, and I'm just trying to spare your ears. So without delaying this any further, let's figure out what you can expect for the month of March 2020. And as always with my monthly pick a card readings, we're going to be starting with the tarot cards and then getting some additional guidance from our oracle cards. So let's figure out what you can expect. Okay, I think we'll be able to see all that. So the energies that you will be experiencing in the month of March 2020 are the Knight of Earth. And this is a card all about deciding, okay, it's time to just buckle down and get some things done, and finally really deciding what's best for you and stepping into the direction of your dreams. And this is all about being dedicated to what it is you're working on and where your time is going, and just honoring all the commitments that you've made. So it might be important this month for you to say no when you know you don't have enough energy to expend toward a person or a project. You have the absolute opportunity to say no if you don't feel that that opportunity is right for you at this time. So the overall energy this month is you just feeling like you can get things done, and you're just going to want to be busy and getting stuff accomplished. So that's really good, especially coming into the spring months, getting that spring cleaning done around your home and around your workplace, and just really feeling like you have a nice fresh start to create some beautiful new experiences for yourself. And then in the past energies coming in from February and January, and maybe even the end of 2019, we have the Emperor. And this is a card all about being organized and logical and making sure you're disciplined in the areas of life that you're really focused on, and just being a leader or that father figure for people. So again, whether you're a male or a female, it doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. So this is just saying, coming in from these past months, you've had a lot of that father energy going on, and it pairs well with this Knight of Earth carrying you through. But because this is a major arcana card, I'm almost wondering, because this is your past, it's saying continue on the path to all your goals and dreams and all that, but you may need to slow it down a bit, just because you don't want to expend all your energy and then be burned out. So I'm really picking up that you guys need to just be kind of a slow and steady rather than a nose to the grindstone, boom, 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 get everything done right now. So then for your present conditions oh goodness, you can't make this stuff up, you guys. Okay, so we have the Hermit. So you will need to be spending some quiet time alone, meditating, planning, figuring out what it is that you really want in life and which projects or things need your attention and time more than the other things in your life. And it feels to me like March will be a month of really self-discovery and self-care. You're still putting effort in with your family and your friends and work and everything, but it feels like the biggest slice of the pie needs to go to you, and just really evaluating what it is that you want and what you're expecting to do this year, because it feels like March for you guys is going to be kind of a, with these two major arcana cards here already, it feels like it's going to be a very pivotal month you can point back to and be like, that's when everything began to take off for me, or that's when I decided to do X, Y, or Z. It feels like a very important and magical time for you guys this month of March. It's going to be very contemplative, and you're going to learn things about yourself that you never knew, and it's going to be exciting. And I don't mean exciting like out partying and doing all those fun things, but exciting in the sense that you're learning new things about yourself, about the natural world, about life. You're learning things about yourself, and for some of you that may be discovering parts of your life purpose that you just hadn't uncovered until now, and it feels really beautiful. So in your future conditions, so this is the end of March going into April and maybe even May, kind of that springtime. And we have the Empress, which pairs really well with that Emperor. It's the other side of that yin yang. You're balancing out that divine feminine and masculine. So this does feel like more of an internal and being able to incubate ideas and dreams, and not just deciding something and charging forward with it, but really giving it time to bloom and process in your mind before you just jump right in and do all these things. And it's funny here because your past, present, and future are all major arcana cards. So like I was saying, this is a major time of rebirth and transformation in your life. And I just saw someone, and I don't know if it's because I've been sick, but for some of you, you may have been so busy in the past just getting things done, being disciplined, trying to do, that it kind of physically made you sick to where you had a cold or a flu, and you were kind of forced to lay low for, the month of maybe February, and maybe even this month. It may force you to lay low a little bit so you can get your bearings and really discover what it is you want in life. And a lot of times when we don't listen to our bodies and slow down, that's when illness will strike. I'm speaking from experience right now. I wouldn't allow myself to slow down and just kind of breathe, even though that was kind of my plan this year. And the universe basically took over and did it for me. So here I am, still sick, after 3 weeks, and then I was sick for a lot of January as well. So it's just, making sure you're listening to your body, and, that Empress is that kind of, I feel, very motherly energy, and she's like a lot like the Queen of Water, where she's listening to her intuition and going with the flow and being patient. So especially if you have been ill or just feeling like things aren't moving at the speed you want, it's because it's not quite the time for those things to happen. And I think I discussed something similar in group number 1, where a lot of times our time and divine time are two completely different things, and things always happen when they're supposed to. So if you feel like you're trying to force things to happen and they're not happening, it's because it's not time yet. And that doesn't mean it will never happen. It just means that it's not time quite yet. And when you're in that kind of limbo state, or you're waiting for something to happen, or you feel stagnant or stuck, that is the perfect time to go within and really evaluate what's important, what's a priority, what little steps can you do to feel like you're moving forward even a little bit of an inch, because eventually those inches will turn into a mile, and you will look back and be like, wow, I've really come so far. So if you do feel like the month of March is a more internal get things done month rather than an external get things done month, that's okay, because I feel going into the spring, you're going to be giving birth to beautiful creative ideas. New opportunities are going to be coming your way, and you're going to be ready to take them because you have done the inner work to get you prepared to be able to accept the role, the leadership, and step into these new opportunities. So if you do feel like things have been stagnant, this is just letting you know that light at the end of the tunnel is coming, and you just need to keep being patient. And I know it's so hard when people say be patient. That means time slows down by half and it just drags, and it's so hard. But I think you guys can do it. You guys can handle this. So your best path to follow is the 8 of Air. Oh my goodness, this is just too funny. So this is all about that illusion of feeling like you're trapped or a lack of something and nothing's moving forward, and you're just feeling like you're lacking that self-confidence, and you're just afraid to take action for some of you, and others of you just want to take action but you don't know how, or you want to take action but other people are standing in your way. Whatever one of those cases resonates for you, your best path to follow is just to know that your feeling of being trapped is an actual illusion, because an air card, a sword card, those are those mental cards where we're always up in our heads, making worst case scenarios. And I think I did say this also in group number 1, but you guys may have felt, we are a collective energy, so sometimes these collective energies bleed into each pile because we're all going through this in our own way. And it feels like that kind of stagnation is kind of more in our heads, because behind the scenes and energetically, things are happening, things are moving forward. The energies on this earth are changing and becoming a higher vibration, and a lot of times when that's going on, especially those of you who are light workers or star seeds, you guys just feel completely bogged down by the energy, because you guys can accept more of these higher frequencies into your body, and sometimes it's really taxing on your body. So you need to make sure you are doing that self-care and making sure you're getting enough water, you're getting the proper nutrition and the proper rest. I feel like a lot of you guys haven't been sleeping, and this is just saying get your sleep, because you need it. You need to be able to ground these energies. And then especially with us coming into March, in a lot of places the snow will start melting. If you're somewhere where there's snow, it's going to start melting. The weather's going to be a little nicer so you can get out. Even if the only thing available to you right now as far as grounding goes is to take a salt bath or to go outside and put your hands on a tree, I do suggest you could do that, because it will help you a lot, especially if you're feeling lethargic and tired and just run down. It will help you a lot. So your wish coming true this month is strength, and I think that's very beautiful, because this is a card especially about inner strength. And I feel like you guys, with all this major arcana, you guys are going through some stuff. You're going through some ish. Even if it's more mental stuff you're going through, or feeling like childhood trauma's coming up, or you just feel stuck in life, this is just saying you guys are so much stronger than you realize. And it's time for you to release that hatred or that harsh judgment you have about yourself and how you're not doing things right, or I wish I was better so I could have X, Y, or Z, or my life would look different if I could be just a little thinner or a little bit prettier or a little smarter or, more outspoken so I could get a different job, whatever resonates for you. But this is saying your wish coming true this month is you're going to tap into that inner strength, and you're going to realize that inner strength is always within you, and you're going to have this sense of forgiveness and compassion for yourself and others. And when you can forgive yourself and others, it's like a huge weight and a burden is completely lifted from you, and you just feel so much better. So some of that inner work this month may involve you releasing old resentments and cutting cords. And I don't say cutting cords like, oh, just cut the cord like a meditation and be done, because in my experience, if you just cut a cord, it's almost like a weed. It will just kind of grow back, and sometimes it'll grow back thicker and hardier than before. So when I say do a cord cutting meditation, I really want to say do a cord removal. Grab that damn thing by the roots and rip it out and be done with it for good. So whatever it is that's, getting to you, get it out. Just get it out of your mind, out of your body, out of your soul, and just release it. And a lot of times that's hard, but you can look online for ways to release past resentments, past traumas, and that can help you find a system that works for you, because not every meditation is going to work for every person, and not every process is going to work for every person. So you'll just have to kind of think about or research what might work for you. But forgiveness, I think, is a big key, especially with all this transformation. You're really wanting to offload all that old trauma, all that old BS that's weighing you down, and you're ready to step into that Empress attitude and just being that abundant creature who gives birth to her or his dreams every day. And that is within you. You guys have that potential within you. All you have to do is realize your inner strength and release what's not serving you. And I know it's way easier said than done. Believe me, I know. So my heart does go out to you if you are struggling to move on from something or to get unstuck. My heart truly does go out to you, because I feel so many of us right now feel we're in this holding pattern where we're just in the same loop of a cycle, just doing the same motions, even though we're working so hard to get out of them. And it feels to me like a lot of it is energetic, and we're feeling like we're held back because the energy is about to boom and bloom and explode and just push us and project us forward in a way that we've never been able to experience before, because the energy wouldn't allow us. So if you can just be patient and hold on a little longer, I think you're going to be very happy come April and May. So for your outcome this month, we have the 10 of Air. And this is just saying this is the end of that difficult situation or that difficult cycle, because that 10 of Air is just realizing that, okay, this is the worst it can get. I'm embracing change. I'm expecting better things now. And you're ready to let all this old BS leave. And because you do have all these major arcana cards and then the 2 air cards, I feel like a lot of the stuff you're dealing with is more mental than physical. So a lot of it is how you feel about yourself, how you feel about others, how you feel about your situation, and not the situation itself. And a lot of times it is hard when we feel like we're in a bad work environment or a bad home life, or just feeling stuck in life like we're not good enough. It's hard. It is so hard to get out of that toxic mental state. But if you can get a handle on your mind, you can have half the battle won already, just by realizing things aren't as bad as we always make them out to be. Okay, so I think that's all I'm seeing for that. So let's go ahead and jump into the oracle cards for additional guidance. Okay, I think that's good enough. It's just gonna look like a mess, but at least I can kind of still remember what's beneath it. Okay, so first off here we have the Trust card, and to me this is that 0, that Fool, taking the leap of faith. And I feel like for most of you guys, this is not trusting other people. This is you trusting yourself and your own inner guidance and your own intuition. You guys, I think a lot of you are here to learn to trust yourselves and to really not listen so much to that mental, but listen more to that gut instinct. And this is just saying a lot of our mental worries and stuff aren't as bad as we make them out to, and just feel into that, there's all these yellow, which is that solar plexus chakra, that light. Just, that's where your sense of power and confidence comes from. And it feels to me this month you guys are going to be gaining that, especially if you haven't felt it in a long time, that you can trust yourself, that you are good enough. You're going to start feeling it this month, and it's going to be great. Then we have the problem resolved card. So whether you've been going through a lot of turmoil at work or in your relationships or with a friend, and I just see someone who's just like totally fed up with how it's been like one problem after another in their home, like something breaks and then something else breaks and then something else breaks. It feels to me like you're kind of at the end of that cycle. Toward the end of March, you'll be done with all these problems, and you're going to start feeling like things are really looking up. And then I instantly want to jump here to this rebirth card. That 1 + 6 is 7, and 7s are all about spirituality and going within, that hermit, beautiful energy. And with all these, 4 major arcana cards you have, rebirth is exactly the theme of this reading. You guys are being rebirthed, and labor pains are hard, not just for the mother, but for the baby that is being birthed. And you guys right now are that baby being birthed. And once you're out and you take that first breath, it's gonna feel like you are free, and you're gonna be so happy that you finally are through it, you are over it, you are out of all that dense energy. And then here with this Layla card, it says, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. That is everything we've been talking about with this hermit and the 10 of air, and just feeling so bogged down or stuck. And spend time alone in nature, meditate, put your intentions out there. Even if you have to write down what you desire, what you intend to happen, write it down. Do some sort of fun ritual where you bury, you write down all your intentions and desires, and you wad it up and you bury it like a seed. And you may even want to put, because we are coming into spring, you may even want to put a seed with it. So as that seed breaks ground, you can feel like your hopes and desires and your intentions are starting to break ground as well. It's a very fun and cool ritual to see, like a visual representation of your dreams finally breaking ground. And then here we have the avoid allergens card, which I feel is pretty fitting for spring, especially coming into March and April. There are a lot of toxic things out there, especially in the air if they're spraying with the chemtrails, and even pollen when we start seeing the leaves come out. It's just going to be a time for you to really be vigilant about what it is you're inhaling or even ingesting, eating. I just want those of you who are, especially if you've been ill the past month or two, just avoid things that you know may trigger what's going on, especially in the respiratory. And I don't know if I'm just saying this because that's what I've got going on right now, but, avoid heavy perfumes and, the toxic fragrances they put in laundry soaps and body wash and stuff like that. You can really cut a lot of this back by just really buying all natural cleaning products and beauty products and stuff to wash your clothes in, and just not spraying yourself with perfumes, because everything that you're smelling, that is some sort of chemical or toxin that is getting into your lungs. So if you can't smell it, it's probably not there. And on the other side of this coin, just make sure you're getting the best food and beverages available. The most healthy food you can put in your body is going to fuel you and help you avoid some of this toxic stuff. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys. So you'll have to let me know below if this resonated and how excited you are for spring. I know I am. Ready to get rid of these upper respiratory sicknesses and just move on with my life. But you'll have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, let's figure out what you can expect for the month of March 2020. And as I was telling groups 1 and 2, I'm going to try to keep these shorter, though I haven't kept them much shorter than normal because I have this horrible cold cough thing that's kind of residual from the flu that I had, and it's just not allowing me to talk for very long without hacking a lung up. So there may be a lot of jump cuts, just me cutting out all the coughing because nobody wants to hear that. It's so loud and annoying. So without delaying this any further, let's go ahead and figure out what you can expect for the month of March 2020. And as always with my monthly readings, we're going to start with the tarot cards and then get some additional guidance from the oracle cards. So let's go. Okay, so for the overall energy of the month of March 2020 for you guys, we have the Wheel. This is excellent. This is major arcana energy. Lots of things are going to be moving forward for you guys. This is going to be a time of positive changes. Things that you've been wanting to happen for a while are going to start moving forward. And that's kind of been the theme of all three piles so far, is just that stagnation that we've all felt is going to start to churn, and we're going to start moving forward. And the energy is finally going to be supporting our desires to move forward, and it's going to be quickly for a lot of us. And whatever situation you've been in that you've wanted to get out of, or something that you've wanted to move forward, is going to move forward very suddenly, and fortune is on your side. The Wheel with Archangel Michael here. Archangel Michael may be one of your dominant guides, and this month especially, he's going to be helping you move forward in the areas of your life you felt were stuck or just weren't moving at the pace you want. And I think for a lot of you that may be stuff with your career, or I see someone who has like a YouTube channel and just wishes that they would get more subscribers. And this is just basically saying whatever it is you've been waiting for is finally going to start happening. And then I just saw someone with a home that they've been wanting to get like organized or remove stuff like clutter and old furniture. And this will be the time you can finally get that done. So for the past energies you're coming in with from February, January, maybe even the end of 2019, we have the Six of Water. And this is that card, that Six of Cups, all about nostalgia and memories from your childhood or even past lives are coming forward for you to feel there's something that is happening right now in your life that is correlating with some past memory of your childhood. Or maybe you're meeting up with friends from your childhood or people you haven't seen in a very long time, people from your past. This could be a significant other from your past, or friends, family that you haven't seen in a long time, or just memories of how things used to be, and just kind of that sense of nostalgia. And it's maybe a time where you're spending more time with children, here, this is past energy, so February and January. But this is also even romanticizing of the past. So you feel like the past was like the glory days, and now you have nothing to look forward to. And this is the energy you're coming out of, coming into March. So your present conditions, we have renewal, which really does pair well with this, because renewal is all about evaluating and reviewing where you've been and figuring out where you want to go, really laying everything out. And I think that's been another major theme with all three piles, is just kind of reevaluation of life, whether it's where you're living, where you're working, who you're with, the people you're spending time with. It all is up for reevaluation, because there are things that can improve, I feel, for all of us. There are relationships we can maybe give more of our time to because we've been so busy on work or other things that we haven't been paying attention to certain people in our lives. Or maybe we've been spending too much time with people and some of our work stuff has kind of gone undone, or our own personal goals have kind of went to the back burner because we've been spending so much time with other people. Whatever resonates for you. It feels like this sense of reassessment and renewal for you guys this month, in the month of March. You do have two major arcana cards, so it feels like it's pretty big rebirth energy and reevaluation and renewal for sure. So your future conditions, and this is going to be the end of March going into April and even May, so the springtime. And we have the King of Fire. So this is all about focus and making sure you're really knowing where you're going. So you want to use this renewal time of March to kind of make that roadmap. And then going into your future, you'll have that roadmap to know where to go as you go forward in life. And you're going to be very motivated to get things done. And you're going to be this leader people are looking up to for guidance for themselves, because they're going to be like, wow, he or she has this all put together. I just wish I could be like them. This also may be where you're getting advice from someone who is a creative person. So whether you are starting a new creative project or this is something at work, you're getting advice from someone who's more like a mentor to you or someone you look up to, that the advice they give you is just that spark you need to move forward, and it's going to feel really beautiful. And then in your best path to follow, we have the 8 of Fire. So things are really moving fast for you guys, and this, as your best path to follow, this is saying make sure you go ahead and go with that flow. If the pace picks up, you can keep up with it. You do have 2 fire cards here, so you have that motivation and drive to get things done, and any delays or stagnation you felt, from the end of last year coming into earlier this year, you're gonna feel like that time is over, the delays are over. There's lots of stuff happening at once, and a lot of times my advice when people get this 8 of Fire or 8 of Wands card is just to make sure you're making the best decisions for all involved, and you're not making any choices willy-nilly, because there feels like there are so many things going on at once and everything's moving so fast. You don't want to miss an opportunity because you weren't able to email someone in time or something like that. Just make sure you're keeping on your calendar, on your schedule, and not missing things. And if there are things that are coming up that you just don't have time for, you need to know when to say no and know when to say yes, because your time is kind of going to be of utmost priority. You're going to need to prioritize very well, because there is lots of potential for energy leaks with spending too much time doing things that don't matter, especially when there's a lot of stuff going on. So make sure you're prioritizing the things you know need to get done at the top of the list, and then things that you know can wait can go toward the bottom. And then for the wish coming true for you this month, we have the 10 of Water. Oh, that's beautiful. So there's going to be a very happy home life and family life. So whether you have your own family or you are part of a family or a close friend circle, this is just going to be a very beautiful time this month of March for you guys to really connect and have all your emotional and material needs met. So if you've been having some struggles with money, it feels to me like those struggles aren't really going to be there by the end of this month, and you're going to feel really on top of your game where your relationships are concerned and your emotions and material needs are concerned, and you're going to feel this deeper connection with those that you're in relationships with, whether that's your children, your parents, your significant other, friends, whatever. You're going to feel really connected to the people in your life, especially the ones that you're prioritizing, because I feel like some of you guys, as I was saying earlier about not being able to spend enough time with people, this is going to be the time you're going to be able to spend quality time with the people you love. Even if it's not a lot of time because you are very busy, it's going to be still very quality time you're spending. So it's quality over quantity for sure for you guys. So then for your outcome, we have the 9 of Fire. You guys, look at all this fire, this passion, this drive, this motivation. This is great. So this here is all about that 9 of Wands card, just not giving up and really protecting what you've created, because I feel like there may be some people, especially if you work somewhere like a 9 to 5, there may be people who are jealous of you and what you have going on, and they may want to throw you under the bus just to get a leg up, every man for himself mentality, when really what's going to happen is this person is going to try to throw you under the bus, but they're going to come out looking like the dummy, because everyone's going to know you didn't do what this person said, or you did do what this person said you didn't do, or whatever the case may be. But there just may be some jealous Janets out there that just want you to not succeed, and she looks very firm and confident in what she's got going on. I mean, there's this dragon behind her, and she's just kind of like not even paying attention to it, like, whatever. So this, I feel like you guys just kind of have this, whatever, where these jealous Janets are concerned. I don't know. I'm sorry if your name's Janet. I don't mean you. I mean other jealous Janets. So hopefully, Janet, if you're watching, I don't mean you. But this is just calling you forward to be really confident in the decisions you're making, and just not let those people bring you down, and just really believe in yourself, because you are on the right path, you are on the right track, and I don't feel like anything is going to slow you down once you get going with all this energy. This is great. Okay, so I think that's all I'm seeing for the tarot, so let's go ahead and figure out what we can expect with some additional guidance from the oracle cards. Okay, you guys had an extra card pop out, so I had to kind of refigure out my configuration here. Okay, so this is really cool. The first things that are really standing out to me is you have 4 and 4, and then you have 8. So you have 44 and 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. So this is going to be a time all about opportunities and manifestation, because 8s are that infinity symbol, infinite abundance, infinite manifestation, and just use of energy, and you guys are going to be on it. And because the 4s are very supportive and stable numbers, you're going to have that support from your guides and angels this month. And again, joy and stability. You're going to have a very stable foundation to build on going forward from March and into the spring and summer months. It's going to feel really happy for you, especially this burst of yellow light. It feels like I was saying, it might have been the last group, I think, but it feels like a lot of you guys through all these groups are having this burst. Yes, it was the last group. Here's their card Trust with these yellow lights. But what's going on is, I feel like as a collective energy and a collective consciousness, we are finally coming to that point where our stagnation or feeling that we're stuck is coming to an end, and we're really going to start discovering our own inner power and our confidence and that trust in ourselves. And it's going to just, for you guys, it's just going to burst wide open, and you're going to feel so happy, so confident, and so good about the trajectory that your life is on. And I feel really excited for you guys just feeling that right now. And then here we have the Opportunity Beckons card, and I had picked this one, shuffling, and this one came, and then this one came flying out. Funny, because it's the same deck and they're both number 4, but they both wanted to come out for you because this is saying Opportunity Beckons, and I think that pairs well with that 8 of Wands or that 8 of Fire, where all these opportunities are coming in and you're just like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? Well, here's what you do. You raise your standards. So if something isn't quite up to par, you don't have to go that route. You can say, maybe that's not for me. I've outgrown that. I deserve better than that. And this month, you're going to really be raising your standards, raising the stakes on your life. And I think for a lot of you, that means with your job, with the way you do your job or the way people treat you at your job. You're just raising your vibration, so your standards are going up as well. So people who may have joked around with you and kind of maybe even like low-key almost bullied you at work, they're almost just going to fall off your radar because you are raising your vibration, and they can't vibrate where you're at anymore. So they're just going to kind of go by the wayside and not going to be an issue anymore. And I think for some of you, that might even be like a manager or a boss that you just feel very condemned by, or just really there's this heavy energy around your manager or your boss, and that's going to start to lift because you're raising your vibration up so much that it's almost like they can't touch you, they can't affect you anymore. And that, I think for a lot of you, that's going to feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. And then here we have the Maya card, which says here, schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So yeah, you guys have so much stability and support in your lives from these guides and angels. They are looking to help you. They are excited for the route you're going. And for some of you, this may be going back to school. This trajectory of your life may be changing completely. You may be doing a 180 where you thought, okay, this is my life, this is what I'm doing. And now you're reevaluating that with this renewal card, and you're realizing maybe I do want more. Maybe I know I deserve more. Maybe I want to try something new. And I think for a lot of you, that has to do with your hobbies and your career. Some of you may be deciding to go back to school this coming semester, which would probably be like a summer session, I think, at this point, because spring session's already going. But that could also look like getting some sort of certification. And I think for some of you, that could be like energy healing, or even like some sort of like graphic design for somebody, because I see all these cool geometric shapes here. For some of you guys, though, this could just be you looking online for ways to, do some self-care and researching new avenues for things for your work or your hobbies or even relationships. And I just saw someone looking into Tantra. I don't know if that's for one specific person or a couple, but I don't feel like it's for everyone, just like a very small handful. And then here, like I was mentioning before, the manifestation card, it feels like because the energy is supporting this for you guys are going to be really good at manifesting this month. And that can go both ways. So make sure you're not too in your head. And I don't feel like you will be, because you do have a lot of water which is emotions, but it's not that mental stuff. And then you do have a lot of fire, which is, that drive to move forward. So this feels to me like you guys won't have any trouble with manifesting what you want. Just make sure not to manifest what you don't want by stressing or worrying about the situation you're currently in, because that will just beget more of that same frustration that you're in. So think positive, raise your standards, and you should have no problem manifesting your way out of a job, your way into a new job, your way up the ladder at your job, or just if you're self-employed, just finding new clients or whatever it is. Just hold that intention that you will find those people and those people will find you for sure. So then here we have the Change Physicians card, and there is a disclaimer I will say. I'm not giving anyone legal or medical advice on this channel, but this is just, I think for many of you guys, as the general message, and I do have a couple specifics, but as the general message, this just feels to me like we are our first physician. We know our bodies better than any doctor. We have that intuitive knowing about what's going on in our bodies. And I think for many of you, for most of you, this is just saying, be your own authority where your health is concerned and take the lead with your own healing, your own health, your own wellness, because you know what your body needs more than anyone. And then for very small handful of you guys, I feel like what I'm seeing in my head is somebody who has been to doctor after doctor and you can't quite figure out what's going on with you. And it's just because I don't feel like you found the right doctor for you that knows exactly what's going on. But I think that being said, what's going on with you is more of a spiritual, energetic cause that is giving you the physical symptoms. So it's not like any physician is going to find something wrong with you, because technically there's nothing wrong with you. It's just the way the energy is coming into this planet. It may be hard for your body to really be able to process that energy and to ground that energy. So what this is saying for me is to go ahead and ground your energy by doing meditations, taking salt baths, going outside, spending time in nature, hugging a tree, walking barefoot if that allows, if there's no snow where you're at. Just really getting in touch with your own inner self. And I feel like, and then those others of you still may have some sort of autoimmune issue going on that no one can quite point to the cause of it. But you will, I feel like, if you've been searching for the correct doctor, you may find that doctor this month. And whether that's homeopathic, allopathic, natural, whatever kind of medical care you're looking to find, I really do think you're going to find it this month. And you may find this doctor that finally helps you figure out, okay, this is what's going on with me, and this is how we're going to treat it. You'll have to let me know below if this resonated and what you thought, and if you're excited for spring, and I know I am. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye.